It's been a rough couple of weeks for Twitch's most favored son. Hasan has regrettably had to back out of the upcoming TwitchCon event, not because he fears for himself. No. He's far more of a magnanimous individual than that. No, he fears retaliatory attacks for his adoring public. I'm literally not going to TwitchCon as I'm worried for the safety of others. Well, why exactly would you be worried for the safety of others? I mean, does it have something to do with the fact that, for years you've been pushing violent rhetoric and supporting terrorists? He knows the danger he has caused for others. He's now too afraid to face the very beast he's created. He knows if he live streams there, he'll broadcast his own audience that will be there. Yeah, exactly. And he might end up getting accosted by somebody, and, well, we know what happened the last time he did that. Exposing the type of viewers he's creating, exposing the exact type of dangers he's been bringing with him. And as Tectone continues, this is not a noble act. The man is a coward. I mean, yeah, it's a perfect summation. And then to kick off the beginning of this week, it was revealed, care of Nux Taku, that somebody in the government had reached out to Nux about Hasan in preparation for a congressional hearing. Now, Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, had just recently testified in front of Congress, so somebody's paying close attention, finally, to what Hasan has been doing. And so, within the past couple of days, it's been just so damn unfortunate that he has decided to do arguably his worst stunt, and that is live and in 4K inflict animal abuse on his fuzzy background prop. I wish I was joking. But yes, Hasan has denied using a shock collar on his dog after a stream clip went viral. She helped because she clipped herself on something. But no, the cope from Hasan has been very strong. But we got the clip right here. Okay, I would imagine at this point in time, you have likely seen it. This has been making the rounds. This has been a hyper viral event for very good reason. This is blatant animal abuse. Now, I understand, and I'm also not going to be totally devoid of logic on this. There's a time and a place for shock collars. If you're training an animal that is specifically over the top disruptive, who is very poorly behaved, is a large enough dog to handle such aggressive training, but that is normally stuff that you start with on a very, very bad case dog, not something that you're going to use in order to make sure that they stay there in the background as a fluffy prop for your shitty rambling streams. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But yes, here's the clip in question.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
You could see him reach for something there, okay? And we're obviously going to get into that. But yeah, I don't really want to play the dog getting abused anymore because it's very obvious. Hasan pressed a button on a shock collar. The dog is clearly wearing a collar, as you can see here in one of the many pictures, one of the many screens that we're going to be looking at as well. And honestly, outside of a couple of suck-offs that are out there that are buying the line that Hasan is peddling, that, oh, the dog had an unfortunate step and clipped her dew claw. Yes, simultaneously as you're reaching over to press something off screen. Yeah, for sure. No, 100% that's the case. But Twitch streamer Hasan Piker has denied claims that he used the shock collar on his dog Kaya after a viral clip from his October 7th stream sparked outrage online. In the clip, Kaya is seen moving behind Hasan before letting out a sharp yelp. Some viewers allege that the sound came from a shock collar being activated to stop her from leaving the bed area visible on stream. Multiple creators criticized Hasan over the clip. Yeah, and instead of going down every single person who has chimed in on this, like stupid ass Moist Critical even got off the fence for a second and said that, hey, animal abuse, not exactly a good thing. XQC, I seen put up like a $50,000 bounty if Hasan would just simply admit that, yeah, it was a shock collar after all. I think he ended up following through regardless because Hasan lies as easily as he breathes air. XQC is just, he's donated the $50,000 because he might be a staggering, stumbling, mumbling idiot, but he is a decent person at the end of the day. But Tectone, who has been going hard on Hasan, I always wondered how Hasan kept his dog behind him all stream. It's because he's using a shock collar on a setting so high that the dog fucking screams when he uses it. Using your dog as a prop to seem more friendly, relatable, and down to earth, when in reality the dog isn't sitting there of his own volition, but stays there out of fear. I'm beyond disgusted. Fuck this man's whole existence. I mean, I'm not against that take. Ethan Klein, somebody else who has also been at Hasan's throat quite vociferously in months prior, commented on his Instagram story saying horrifying animal cruelty by Hasan as he activates her shock collar for one tiny step off her bed. She cries in pain, poor baby. Always thought it was extremely bizarre that his young energetic pup never took a step off the bed rather. And we could run down reaction after reaction, but long story short, everybody's unified in this because the abuse is just so obvious. And his cover-up attempts are just so fucking laughable. I mean, here you have him on the next day showing off, oh no, it's not a shock collar, it's just a vibration collar. The vibration was what ended up causing the dog to yelp out in pain. Oh, it's like, do you actually think people are as dumb as your subscriber base? Like, the fuck is going on, dude?
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it.
Okay, that's apparently the collar in question, but it's interesting, right? Because you could see if this was of better quality, the Twitter clip that we're using right here, you might be able to see a couple of things. And thanks to Sozaz to zoom and enhance the clip, we can kind of see exactly what's going on.
Are you
here.
happy?
Okay. There you go. Zoom in. Okay, brighten, contrast, and oh, yeah, air gap where the tape passes over the divots in the device. He put electrical tape on it to make it seem like it's a vibrating collar and not a shock collar that is adjustable. Okay, and then it continues on. Okay, so we got the tape line. And okay, yeah, 10 times speed back and forward. So he's just showing exactly what's going on here. Just showing that, yeah, there's tape on there because there's obvious use that's going on as well. And other people have made comparisons. And we got charts. Contrast boosted, yes, to show the tape job cover up backside. Serial and model tape is taped over. So yeah, nobody can run an apples to apples comparison, but yeah, this is the internet. It's full of autists after all, so of course they ended up finding a comparable piece. The shock collar model, yes, the charging port at the top due to the prongs, which is, guess what, apparent on the collar Hasan has right there. The vibrating model doesn't have a charging port on that side due to not having prongs. And the shock collar also has a more oblong screen on it as well, as opposed to what the vibrating model would be, which would have a rounder screen. So yeah, come on, man. And if that's not bad enough, the Tectone, again, going through some of the old archives, brings up a post that, oh yeah, Hasan has admitted prior, yeah, that he owns a shock collar. Don't need to zoom in on this one.
My old roommate wanted to use a shock collar.
Oh my Christ almighty, to chew your fucking food, you idiot.
Or fish and his dogs. For fish and his dogs barking.
Okay, there's only so much of this fucking 8 IQ idiot that I can possibly stomach. But yeah, no, admitting he has a shock collar. Since once again, looked his audience in the eyes and lied to your face. It's so staggering just how easy it is for Hasan to lie. It's kind of unsettling, but when you've been covering the guy and you've been aware of him for as long as, well, I and a lot of the internet have been, it's not so shocking anymore. Somewhat intended. But yeah, in case you think that people are just simply morally grandstanding, like, that's a crime that he broadcasted. Okay. Hasan broke the law on stream again, California Penal Code, where he lives in his very luxurious streaming palace. Penal Code Section 597, animal abuse, inappropriate use / abuse of a shock collar falls under this, and many municipalities ban their use. Exactly. Like I've said before, there is a time and a place for shock collar use. This right here, I think it's obvious to literally everybody that's out there. Yeah, it doesn't really fall within that purview. So yes, add on top of the numerous other blights against society Hasan has brought to light. If you want to summarize the man, here is a non-comprehensive list. An animal activist that abuses dogs, a communist in a $3 million mansion, designer clothes, and a $300,000 Porsche. Don't want to sell him short. Pro-Palestine, and it's weird, right? Because it's not so much of like the real peace deal, but there's still one country out there still thinking that they need to defend themselves by bombing the place that they just announced a tentative peace deal with. But he doesn't want to discuss, yes, that development over there in the Middle East because Orange Man brokered it, and Orange Man real bad. Yes, but he doesn't want Hamas to surrender and end the war. An anti-fascist that supports radical Islamic tyrants and will go ahead and sing along to songs of a group that has just recently been designated a domestic terrorist organization. Anti-colonist that supports Islamic expansionism. A free speech advocate that supports terrorist organizations that execute people for speaking against them. An anti-misogynist that went to Diddy parties, really, in a brothel in Germany and had sex trafficked a child. Interesting. Is this Destiny or Hasan we're talking about? Anti-violence, yes, but supports political assassinations, anti-racist that also hates all white people, and them boys, the largest leftist political streamer, by the way. And yes, with all of the evidence that's out there, all of the clips and all of the connecting threads that are there, what is Twitch going to do about this? Well, at time of recording, absolutely nothing once again. Hoping that the weekend is just simply going to run cover for their most popular streamer. But before I end, okay, I got to do a little bit of house cleaning for everybody right here, okay? Because in a rare stroke of good luck, YouTube actually did something nice for me. So back at the end of March, okay, I woke up April 1st, 2023, and at that point in time, I used to have a second channel where I would just do a couple of videos a week. It used to be one video a day about health and wellness, a little bit of finance, a little bit of lifestyle stuff. And if you're still over on Rumble, I've continued to exclusively do that content over there. But yes, today, after I finally filed for the appeal, after it was revealed, what was it, last week or a couple of weeks ago, that the Biden White House had decided to clamp down on free speech, and oopsie daisy, now Google feels free and open and honest about how they were just licking the boots of the prior administration, but now they just want to let bygones be bygones, and lo and behold, ended up getting my channel back, which is fantastic news. So yes, starting on Monday, over the weekend, I'll probably be doing a couple of little upgrades for this channel, this one, the second channel that I finally got back, and for the main channel, and well, I want to start to get the ball rolling over there again. So yes, if you're interested, and especially, I mean, it's kind of funny, right? Especially in the development of more recent events, but the last video that ended up getting posted on the channel prior to its deletion, or at least through a 2-year-long suspension, something about this little drug called ibuprofen, and how it's been kind of detrimental to people in recent years. But it's the interesting timing that the channel comes back at this point in time. But yeah, if you're interested in that type of stuff, I understand. It's quite niche. It's stuff that I like to take a look at based on my own background, my education background. I have a bachelor in science, certified personal trainer, certified exercise physiologist. That's a bachelor of science in kinesiology after all. So yes, I'm a professional lifter after all. So this is the type of stuff that I really like to do, and the stuff that I like to talk about that doesn't really have a spot over on the main channel. So yes, one video every day throughout the week, okay, Monday through Friday, little shorter affairs, like anywhere from about 4 to 5, 7, never really terribly anything longer than about 10 minutes. So if that's your cup of tea, feel free to go ahead and subscribe over there. I'll have the link in the description moving forward. So yes, if you'd like to do that, I would appreciate it, as it's a little passion project that kind of helps me personally unwind by just delving into this stuff, as well as just broadening my horizons instead of being constantly mired in the newsline shit. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.